Today, we interview Mrs. Marsha Walker, the UNC's electoral candidate 2020 for Diego Martin West. Welcome and good morning, Marsha.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. So, I guess let's start, for those of people who don't know who you are, who is Marsha Walker?
So I am a wife. I am a homeschooling mom to two beautiful girls. I am a parenting advocate, and I'm a passionate Christ follower.
Nice. Yeah. And why did you decide to get into politics? I mean, those qualities don't sound like a politician.
No. Well, I hopefully we can break that stigma of a politician, because we're all just citizens trying to make the country better. I'm also an author, and I coach little children. Okay. So the book is a children's book, and I mean, every time I went around to schools, I just saw things that I couldn't turn my back towards. Right. So that's kind of how I ended up in the whole advocacy bit. And I think this particular administration, I just felt that our country was going down a road that I didn't like. I'm a big advocate for being the change that you want to see. So rather than just sitting and complaining, you know, we should get out and do something about it.
What are some of the changes that you want to see?
Well, I want to see more community development, especially in some, I mean, in Diego Martin West, we do have a big issue with crime among the young men. So I do want to see more community development. I used to be a single mom for a while, and I think that we tend to create jobs, you know, and we not necessarily with the mom in mind, you know, and that's a big thing for me. We do have a single mom problem in Diego Martin West, I think in Trinidad. And of course, what happens is you have this mom that's out there working 3 jobs sometimes just to put food on the table. And of course, it means that the children aren't supervised. Right. Lack of supervision leads to, you know, non-favorable.
The cycle repeating itself.
Yes.
I mean, but that doesn't sound like a single mom problem. It sounds to me like you have a parenting problem, a male figure in their life problem.
Well, that is also another problem.
Right.
But unfortunately, I can't necessarily go find the dads and bring them back at this stage.
But I mean, that's
so
part
hopefully
of
we can
community
break.
Development.
Hopefully, what we can do is break the cycle.
Right.
You know, so we can have mentors. So we'll have some male mentors come in and produce that father figure.
Right.
Right. But I have to know what I can and cannot do. I can't go hunt down their dads and bring them back.
Of course.
But we can bring mentorship. Yeah. But hopefully what we can do is at least give, because right now what they don't have is any parent around. You know, so you have the dad who's missing, but you have the mom who's just out there hustling, trying to earn an income. So it's not that the mom's delinquent, it's just that a lot of times it's from one job to the next, you know, you're doing a night shift here, just to be able to, you know, keep afloat. So if we can help them earn an income at home, you know, so of course in UNC's manifesto, we do push a lot of entrepreneurship. So rather than hand out, we talk about hand ups, helping you empower yourself.
Right.
So if we can help you earn an income from home, because that's of course what I did. I left the corporate world because I needed to be at home for my daughter.
Right.
And so of course, if I can do it, I can help others do it. And as a life coach, I helped other moms for the last 5 years.
Right.
Doing exactly that. So we will now take what I did on a smaller scale and we will implement it on a community level through workshops, through mentorship, and help them earn an income in a way that doesn't see them sacrificing time with their family for income.
Now, because of this pandemic situation, everybody had to kind of
So it actually sent us into the right direction, if you ask me. It showed us, because a lot of people kind of go, how do you do school from home? How do you work from home? How do you this from home? And it just took a little bit of creativity. I mean, I produced...
A little bit of COVID-19.
Well, you know. But, you know, so necessity, of course, breeds invention, right? And, I mean, that, for me, was great. You know, it helped everybody see that, you know, this thing can be done. Right. Of course, you need the right infrastructure. So things like laptops are very important. If we talk about, you know, online schooling, etc., we do have to help people be on an even playing field, which is, of course, where we come in.
Now, I'm a parent myself, right? And during this pandemic, what I've realized is the difficulty in homeschooling is that if your child is, let's say you have a toddler, a 4-year-old that's supposed to be in kindergarten and they're doing online schooling, it'll be you are, as a parent, you have to be in school as well. Like, you are in the school as well.
Yes, technically.
How do you, what advice do you give to parents
so
who have
first
to balance
of all,
that? Yeah.
Homeschooling is not what you are doing.
Well, no, that's online.
So online schooling.
Yeah.
So what would have to happen if we, let's say, we never found a virus or whatnot, right?
A vaccine.
A vaccine,
right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Then we would have to redesign the whole thing. Now, the beauty, what I do is homeschooling.
Right.
What you do is school at home.
Yeah.
So school at home still forms this long process where school is for every single child, and every single child has to fit into this one mold. So that's a little bit difficult. Now, yes, if you do have a toddler, you do have to be there
actively.
If it's a group class, it's not where I can choose my own time, etc. Right. With me, I homeschool, so I'm the teacher, so I can choose how things run. With you, what's going on is you have a set time. But now, if your job is flexible,
right,
it allows you now to focus on her or him, what's your child? Her, right? To focus on her, and then you can say, okay, I'm finished with school now, I can go and work. And my daughter was 3, and I was working from home.
Right.
So I know that a 3-year-old can sit and be, what you find, so a lot of times she knew that the option was working, going out to work, and she didn't want that.
Right.
So she was very cooperative.
Right.
Because we had conversation and dialogue. So you want mom to be at work, at home, then you've got to and so she's been a partner throughout this whole journey. And all of that, of course, for me, I do believe in responsible parenting and changing the face of parenting, being more, not that, we're friends and you have no rules, but there's a lot more communication. But that takes time.
It does.
It does take time to be that kind of parent.
How do you, I feel like we're going to be talking about changing a whole culture of parenting.
Yes.
Because,
That's
we grew up in a time where parents, it's normal for you to not really talk to your child so much, but to, implement things like licks and, discipline for whatever form of discipline.
Yes. So, of course, what you're seeing, and so we seem to be having a parenting conversation.
Well,
but I'm a big advocate of family life. Yes,
it seems that a lot of what you're talking about from your political perspective is about changing family life so that we can change the culture of the country.
What we've done is we've traded the rat race,
right.
And so, of course, a lot of the societal ills have come from that. So we've not really been able to, and of course, that's a big plus for female policymakers. You see Jacinda Ardern, she's one of the top world leaders,
right.
and initially they spoke about her emotional side of her would be weakness. And now you're seeing that that's actually strength. Because female policymakers bring a sense of heart that the male policymakers, unfortunately, and we need both, right? We need that balance. But that's, of course, why we want more female politicians to help bring policies that don't only focus on the numbers, but focus on that human side of things.
Okay, before we head across to spin that wheel,
okay,
right,
we're there,
I want you to tell me I actually live in Digger Martin. I think it's central, but not west. But
that's fine.
If I were living in Digger Martin West, why should I vote for you?
Because I will change the face of Digger Martin West. I grew up in Digger Martin West, and my Emancipation Day message basically was, when you look at a country with so many resources, given the length of time that we've been independent, given the length of time that we've had one sitting MP, so it's not like things had to change, so there wasn't time to implement. Are we where we should be? We need a fresh start. We need a fresh face. We need new ideas, and we need a fresh vigor and energy in Digger Martin West. Our community cannot stay the way that it is, and we need someone who has a passion for youth. My husband grew up in that area. I grew up in that area. We both lost family members to the street. We both have seen our family members' blood on the floor. So you are getting that passion from real life experience.
All right. Well, let's get to know you a little bit better and have some fun spinning that wheel. Could you make your way on this way for me, please? Mrs. Walker. Now, I'm going to offer you an elbow here as a gentleman.
Thank you.
All right. Social distancing and whatnot. So, you've got a brief about the wheel, right? For those of you locking on and watching for the first time seeing the wheel this morning, we have 4 options here. And our candidates, we ask them just to spin the wheel, whichever one it lands on. We can have some fun. There's fitness challenge. Carrie would get involved with that one. Kaiso karaoke, where you can sing a song of your choosing.
Okay.
Know your place, where we'll ask you some questions about your constituency.
Righty.
And pick a side, which is just a bunch of random questions.
Oh my.
So, let's have
Which
some
one
fun.
do I want?
Which one, whichever one the arrow land on is the one you want. Look at that, what kind of spin is that?
Well, I can do it. What do you want me to do? Okay.
I feel like you do that one.
Okay.
Give me a nice proper spin. Let me give me what kind of spin is that? You understand? All right. It's still under there. Kaiso karaoke. All right. Now, I've been telling everybody that got this so far. You don't have to sing a Kaiso, right? Because for me, Kaiso is the root of all of our music in Trinidad and Tobago. So you get to pick a song.
Okay.
Verse and chorus is all I ask.
Verse and chorus. Oh my goodness.
That's it. Tell me what song it is first.
So I will I'm thinking of my dad here because my dad is like Mr. Kaiso, was Mr. Kaiso. And he actually was the person who got me involved in politics. Okay. So I'll dedicate this one to him. Try not to cry.
Which song?
Gene and Dinah.
Ah, boy, Rosita and Clementina.
I don't know that I know a whole verse.
That, I mean, what you get? Let me start and see how much we get.
Y'all
right?
can help. Y'all can help.
Yeah, we win. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gene and Dinah, Rosita and Clementina.
Dun, dun, dun.
Round the corner posing. Bet your life is something they're selling. And if you catch them broken, you can get it all for nothing.
But don't make a
the Yankee gun and Sparrow take over town.
Come on, touch there, Marsha. Well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Marsha Walker, representative for the UNC electoral candidate for Diego Martin West. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
It really was. Thank you for being a good sport and singing along as well. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back with so much more in our morning show.